Good evening, this is your Psychic LG reporting from the United Kingdom. Is anybody there? Knock once for yes, twice for no. Hello, hello, hello. It is 11 p.m, 11 p.m. UK time, and we are heading towards the witching hour, and we are going to delve deep tonight. We are going to look into the looking glass and see what's ahead for world events again. Hiya there. We have tubers in the house. Good evening. Or should I say good evening, good afternoon, good evening, good afternoon, or good morning. To wherever you all are around the world. Hi. We've got Twitchers in the house. Hello there, everybody. How are you doing? Can you hear us okay? Knock, knock. It's nice to see you all. I didn't think I was going to get out tonight. I've been so busy. And but I'm here. I got Adam settled because he's been a bit hyper today, but he's okay now. And the cats are, hopefully, fingers crossed, they're going to behave themselves. Or should I say Zizi, with their toiletries. But everything else is fine. How are you all doing? Hello there in Sweden. Elizabeth in Sweden. We've got Cindy in the house, Susie. Wow, Debbie, a gate. Nice and clear, that's good. Lisa from Hartlepool. Good evening. It's cooling off a bit, isn't it? But it's still clammy, isn't it? Thank you. Good morning in Japan. How are you doing? Good evening in West Yorkshire. I've had quite a busy weekend, to be fair. Quite a busy weekend. But, you know, I would say it's gone over quite quickly. But then time's going fast anyway, isn't it? Hello there, Gigi. I was reading all. Hello, Marina and Derek from Brisbane. Good morning. Is it warming up a bit over your neck of the woods? I bet it's hot in Phoenix, Tammy. Yeah, busy's good. Keeps us out of mischief. Hello, Sunflower, just up the road in Glasgow. Is it cooling down up there a bit as well? Been rather pleasant now, isn't it? Oh, bless you, Vincent. He's put, please pray for me and my granddaughter to win the lottery. I say this all the time to people. I'll say it's not fate, it's luck. It's basically down to luck. Can you say anything about the 28th of August eclipse? I'll look tonight. What's the date now? I haven't done my astrologies for September yet, but I have to get on to them. But I think it's going to get very heavy, to be fair. It's 112 in Phoenix. I don't know how you cope. Well, should I say, if you've got AC, it's okay, but some of these probably don't have that, do you? Not everybody's got AC. 112's hot, like. I would be hiding away like a little sort of womble. You know, like the wombles. Hello there, Mary in County Durham. Just along the road from me. So, I hope you're all okay and in these trying times, and I'll wait for a few more to come in, and then this is for new people coming in. It's a bit like coming to a spiritualist church. I'm just reading there, Julie Brett. My Jake is going back to Turkey Wednesday morning. He'll be absolutely fine, Julie, don't worry. He's got angel protection around him. You know these young'uns, you can't stop them, can you? You literally can't stop them, but he does have Archangel Michael looking after him, so he's fine. Okay. So what was I saying? So it's a bit like coming to a spiritualist church. So I wait for people to come in, and then we form the circle of light by invoke a few of the archangels in. And then if you need any healing prayers for anybody or anything, you can write the name in the comments section, either in the stream or afterwards in the comments section. It's timeless as well. And you will receive the healing prayers or whatever you need for anybody. You can even do it for your finances. You can do it, because I've been talking about money blocks recently. And I've been inundated, guys, with people wanting to book in for releasing of money blocks. I need to explain it a little bit more. I need to do a video on it. So I've discovered that some people can gain a money block and you can have it cut, and it does help your finances. But not always is it that. Sometimes it might be something else. Does that make sense? Because I do like energy work. I'm a shamanic healer. But I will talk about that more at some point in the video. But yeah, if you do want to contact us for any healing sessions or readings, I'll put the link in the description afterwards underneath the video on YouTube. And you can contact us there either by email or through Facebook Messenger. And I do private sittings as well. So I'm just waiting for a load more to come in here. It's all going up fast. Hello, Helen Cox. Good morning in Australia and down on the land of Oz. Oh, thank you. You know what? I didn't have time to wash it. And I thought I'm just going to leave the oils in it. And I've just put some hairspray on and just flicked it back with a little grape. Because sometimes you don't always have time. Hiya, Leslie. Oh, bless you. How are you doing? And Julie Brett. My son's fine. He's been a little bit hyper, but he's absolutely fine. He's absolutely fine. I need a reading. I do sometimes offer free readings. Sometimes I'll have them out there. I'll throw them out. But not at the moment. But I need to have a medium night. I need to have where you can personally ask us things, and then that'll be free. Thank you. It's got a nice shine because it's greasy. Linda. It's not like Head and Shoulders for a Head and Shoulders advert. It's actually grease. It's oil. So I've just pushed it back. So I'm just reading your lovely Divine Heavens in. I know, I think you're booked in soon, aren't you, for a reading? Oh, bless you, Leslie. I'm absolutely fine. I'm just wrecked. I don't know if everybody else feels the same. I'm just really, really tired. Just shattered. And I don't know if it's because of the energies with the planets, you know, but I must admit, I do quite a lot. So I've been trying to pace myself. Just going to open this before we start. Hey, there was a shortage on water, you know, but I managed to get it back, and Highland Spring is my favourite. Thank you, Diane. It's only hairspray and a grip. That's all it is. Right, let's swig of water before I start. Oh, so I think it's about 70 degrees, or it's been 70 degrees over here, like Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is, or something like that. It might have been a bit cooler than that. But to us northerners, it seems hot, you know. 95 is hot in California, Cynthia. I hope you're keeping cool. Why can't I hype your videos? I really don't know. Can anybody else hype me videos? That's strange. Right. Let's start. So we've got 5:05 in. I think we should start. I've got lipstick on your teeth, huh? Oh, I'm so sorry. John Jones. Is it Jones? Pray for me. I lost my husband on July the 25th. It's been very hard to deal with. Oh, definitely sending you lots of healing out there. So celestial fleas up the road in the Highlands of Scotland. I think the hype is only available to some creators. I really don't know. The show must go on, definitely. Got Morgan in here, Morgan D. Listening from British Columbia. Wow. Oh, that's lovely. And it's so nice. And like I say, we wouldn't have the show if it wasn't for everybody. I wouldn't be doing it. It's as simple as that. And I think it's lovely. It's like we've built up a lovely community here, haven't we? And it's bringing everybody together. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the healing prayers, all right? And then I'm going to do some healing prayers for what's been happening recently. We've had, is it 5 or 7? 7 on total. It was 5 young men. It happened in Middlesbrough. Was it last night or the night before? Yesterday, okay? Yesterday morning. I think it was 3:30 in the morning. 20 to 4 in the morning. 5 young men were driving on the wrong side of the road. I don't know the full circumstances, but they've collided with 2 police officers, and all 7 have passed away, sadly. And it's been a massive thing. I mean, Middlesbrough's just down the road from Newcastle, where I live. So I think tonight I want to send some prayers out to everybody involved, all the families and that. Everybody involved, you know what I mean? Apparently one of the police officers, he did loads for the community as well. And he was also a football coach, and he did a lot for like the young people and that. It's just dreadful, isn't it? And then I think the other police officer, I think he had a young family. It's just dreadful. And then you have the 5 young lives, but apparently they were driving on the wrong side of the road, and they've collided, and it was a big head-on horrific crash, and they've all instantly lost their lives. I'll quickly tell you this. So for me, I mean, everybody knew that I was a nurse, and I worked at the Newcastle General Hospital, right? I'm going back in the day, all right? And but I don't know if I could ever go back into it. I think once you're a nurse, you're always a nurse. But to go back into it, I think that when you've pushed and pushed this and you see spirit, it's really quite painful. So there was once a situation, I was with somebody and they had gone to A&E. It was a friend, and we were sitting there and we're just about to go in, but everybody was getting pushed back because a car crash had come in. And there was all this commotion, and the family was waiting outside, and because we had just been let in, we were like waiting in the corridor on seats. And then we heard this wail and all this commotion. Obviously the crash team were in trying to pump at their chests and stuff like that. And then a young man, the spirit of the young man, he just sort of walked out of the crash team, out of the room, and looked at us crying, like in shock. And I was like having a full-on conversation with him, and my friend was like sitting there gobsmacked. And I'm going, it's okay, you're going to be okay. Don't worry, everything's fine. You're out of your body, you're fine. And he was crying, what's happened to us? I can't get back in my body. Have I died? I died. And I was like having this full-on conversation, and obviously this young man had died, and the other young guy died as well. So anybody will tell you that when you've worked for emergency services and then you go and be a medium, it's hard really to go back to working in the emergency services. See, beforehand, once you put your uniform on, it's different. It's like you become that nurse or you become that police officer, wherever. You go into that mode. But on a normal daily living, it's not like that, and certainly not if it was your family. So you become really sensitive. Does that make sense? And so I don't think I could ever go back to being that. But Adam had an accident a few weeks back. He nearly choked on a piece of steak. And obviously the nurse mode kicked in, and I jumped up and I was banging his back and everything. And I managed to get him over to the sink, and I thought I was going to have to do CPR on him at one point, but he coughed this great big piece of steak up, and if I hadn't been there, he would have died. So yeah, it sort of sticks with you when you've done all of this type of thing. Do you know what I mean? It stays with you. It stays with you. But it's not the same when it's your own. It's like somebody, if you were just at work. That's what I'm trying to say. So Twitch have been screwing around with a lot of things recently, have they? Oh dear. So I also want to say prayers for the animals who have been affected with the wildfires and the people who have lost their homes. So we'll do that first. We're going to do the prayers first and then we'll start. Okay? So sit back and relax. Excuse me, let me get some water before we start. So Debenham was an ER nurse for 5 years. Wow. Well, I worked in neuro x-ray, but obviously would get all the car crashes in and stuff like that. So it was a bit like ER, if you know what I mean. Or like car crashes or head injuries would come over to us. Seen some things, like I tell you. Okay. I invoke Archangel Michael, I invoke Archangel Michael, I invoke Archangel Michael. I invoke Archangel Raphael, I invoke Archangel Raphael, I invoke Archangel Raphael. I invoke Archangel Gabriel, I invoke Archangel Gabriel, I invoke Archangel Gabriel. I invoke Archangel Uriel, I invoke Archangel Uriel, I invoke Archangel Uriel. I invoke Archangel Metadon, I invoke Archangel Metadon, I invoke Archangel Metadon. I'm going to bring Shamuel in. He's the angel of lost properties. Because I don't know if some people in the audience have lost things. I know I have. I've lost a few things today. I invoke Archangel Shamuel, I invoke Archangel Shamuel, I invoke Archangel Shamuel. Adam's lost his bus pass and I don't know where the bloody hell it is, but anyway, thank you, angels. I ask my great spirit guides to come forth tonight to give us the true answers and the healing and protection we need. Jed, White Buffalo, Running Star, A to I, and Ra, Lady Direwolf, any angels that would also like to come forth, anybody from the spirit world who would like to give us some true answers, extraterrestrial beings who would like to telecommunicate or who have also passed over, and the animal kingdom. Fairy elementals. This circle of light is formed. So be it. Amen. So don't forget, if you need healing or prayers, excuse me, write the name in the comment section and you will receive the healing. Give us 2 minutes. I always go croaky when I first come on. I've got to tell you about a bizarre dreams I had. I've had 2 dreams, one after the other, and they were really bizarre. And I thought maybe somebody might be able to work them out for us because I don't know what's going on, but I felt I was really there. So give us 2 minutes. Oh, God. Menopause sucks, doesn't it? I'm joking all the time that I could be in Antarctica in a bikini and rolling around with the polar bears. I don't think I'd last very long, like, but I really need the ice around us. Dear me. I've been pricing up on getting this, what's it called, AC in the house, but it's very expensive. it would be for me because I don't have ducted air. I've got radiators, but my mother's, God bless her, her ducted air heating is broken. The fan's gone, and the parts she can't get anymore, so she's going to have a new system put in. And apparently the new systems with the ducted air is it's AC or the heat, so that'll be brilliant. It'll add value onto a house as well. So we're looking into that for her. But she makes me laugh. She cracks me up. I don't know if she's watching this now. She rang us up and she said, what did she say? I was creased with laughing. So she was on the phone and she says, oh, the man's here, she says, and he's got a hold of my fan. I says, pardon? I says, excuse me? She says, he's got a hold of my fan and he's trying to fit it again. But my fan, he's got a hold of it. I'll have to go. Okay, bye. I was like, oh my God. She's so funny. Anyway, I want to say prayers. Yeah, hot and cold. It's much easier, isn't it? And I think what they're doing is they're putting all into the new houses. They're putting in all these new AC fitments as well with the ducted air. It's like they have them already put in. Okay. So, where's it? I'm going to get it up here. I haven't got all the names. I'll turn this down. I'm on that bloody tamoxifen. I've only got like another year or so to go on, into 2 years, I think. But it's not been good, and it's you take tamoxifen when you've had breast cancer, and it's just like an added thing they give you, but it sort of forces you into more menopause, and it's been horrible. I would say that the bloody tablets, them tablets have been worse than the treatments. But I've beat breast cancer, it's gone, but it's just the tablets, getting past that. And there's many women who are, come to us for readings who are in the same situation as me. It doesn't seem to bother some, but most people can't seem to take the tablets. Middlesbrough crash. So there were 7 people, including 2 Cleveland police officers, were killed on a head-on collision on the A66 near Middlesbrough on Saturday. Okay. The crash occurred after a vehicle being pursued by police drove the wrong way. So, yeah. I can't even get the pictures up to show you of the young men. See if I can take a picture there. So I don't want to start playing a video. But it looks like it's 5 young white males, youths. I mean, God knows what their parents are going through. Can you see them? That's them there. And then, I don't know if there's any pictures of the police officers. But it's just so sad. And so the 2 PCs were Tom Clough and PC Matthew Blades. They died at the scene as well, where they just collided, the 2 cars collided. So tonight I want to send prayers out to Tom and Matthew's families, and all the boys, the 5 young lads, which have sadly lost their lives. Even though it was wrong what they were doing, whatever reason why they were on the wrong side of the road or whatever, nobody deserves that. But it just goes to show how delicate life can be and how sensitive. It's sad, isn't it? It's horrible. It's 5 joyriders. They're putting 5 joyriders. But I mean, how many kids have done that, and they turned out to be all right in the end? But they've sadly lost their lives. The boys, listen to this, were aged 16 and 17. So there was 5, 16 and 17-year-olds all together as a gang, and they've jumped in a car, and then they thought they'd go off on a cruise down the bloody road on the wrong side of the road. And so let's send healing out to all the families involved. I mean, being a medium all this length of time, right? I mean, it's horrible, and but I think that when you lose somebody through a situation like that, it's not just grief they're going through. There'll be PTSD, there'll be shock, they'll be in shock, trying to get their head wrapped around. They'll probably think that their loved one's just going to come walking back through the door. I think one of the PC officers, I think he had 2 little boys or 2 sons, and he's left a wife and 2 sons. It's just horrible. It's really, really horrible. And it just makes you wonder, doesn't it, what it's all about with all the badness going on in the world. And then good people are taken. So we just have to keep an eye on my kids. I've said this before, you know what I mean? And I know you can't when they're teenagers. I know that. I brought up 2 boys in the West End of Newcastle, which is quite a hard part of the world, you know what I mean? Hard part of the UK, should I say. But I did it on my own, you know what I mean? And it's not easy, and there'll be many single mothers watching this as well who knows what it's like. You have different worries with boys than you do with girls, you know? And of course you've got all the worry now. Leslie, actually, my friend Leslie, who's in the audience tonight, sent us a really good video, and I'm going to see if I can put it into the she's a YouTuber, actually, what's she called, and she was talking. She's got daughters, and you have different worries with daughters, don't you? Like, you know, that they're safe on the streets, and it's not at the minute with everything what's happening. Will I get it up? What's the lady called? I think she's called Anne. Okay. She's called Anne Bolter, and she's on Instagram. And she had a little rant about everything what's happening at the minute, because apparently the government, the ones in Parliament, have put leaflets out for that. What was it again? What did she say? Help us out here, Leslie. They were saying that it's not okay to attack and rape women in this country, or something like that. So please do not do this, or something like that. But anyway, I'm going to link this Anne Bolter and a rant that she's put out about women aren't safe now to walk the streets in the UK with everything what's going on. It's really, really worrying. So I just think that we just need to, we need to raise the vibrations in this forum tonight, because it is quite worrying at the moment. And never mind the rest of the world, but it is worrying over our country at the moment. So I'm going to tell you about, I also want to send prayers out also to the animals and to the people who've lost their homes in the wildfires. Hi in Iceland. Hiya, David. I think that we all need to secure our borders, because it's getting out of hand. But as Anne put in this rant, it's really good. I'm going to link it in the description. Why didn't they not warn them before they came over here, you know? It's like they think it's their right to do what they need to do and to rape women and attack women, and it's not the case. Do you know what I mean? This is England. This is England, the UK. You know what I mean? It's not the Middle East. So, we need to all stand together. And I think that a lot of us, well, in the audience, we're not against immigration, but it's when they're coming in illegally. That's what we're going on about. And when people aren't checked, people need to be checked. It's very, very important, because you don't know what Tom, Dick or Harry's coming in, basically, you know what I mean? And, oh yeah, and don't forget to like and subscribe. And because apparently I've got, 60% who are watching us and following us, they're not subscribed. So it would really help the channel if you could subscribe. And then you can comment as well when you do that. So I've been having some strange dreams. I'm going to tell you about this. So it's called lucid dream, and that's what a doctor or a psychologist would say. We as psychic mediums and shamans, we would say, oh, they were astral traveling. If I was astral traveling, I was doing it in real time, put it that way. So I wasn't thinking about Russia. I didn't have anything in my mind about Russia. But I went to bed, and then in this dream, I was Russian military woman. Okay, but it was like modern now. So I had taken place of some Russian military woman, and she was quite high up, and I was her. It was really strange. It was like spirit put me in that situation, and I was walking into this personal place, and it was all underground. It was like onto another level. You know how when I've done live shows and I've done remote viewing and I've brought you with us, it was different. It was more intense than that. I was actually there. Like I was really, really there physically. Everywhere I was fully there, okay? And I felt like I was impersonating this woman, or I was this woman. And it concerned us because I'm thinking, if I'm in a bloody parallel with somebody else in Russia, that's a bit strange. That couldn't be the case, could it? Because that's weird. So maybe I had just astral travelled there. But anyway, they were planning on going to WAR, and this was all happening in real time, and it was all under base facility. I can describe it. When you first go into it, it's sort of like it's all sort of like it goes around like that, and it's sort of set back into a hill, and then you go in, and it's like this underground facility, and I was with the Russians, I was the Kremlin, and definitely they are planning a WAR situation. And I went to get back on the plane, and then I noticed that I had changed, and then I was an American lady, and I was stuck in, I don't know, one of the airports over in the States, and getting upset because I was trying to get from A to B to get to my family for Christmas, and everybody was getting stopped, and people were, because they didn't have the scan things on their hands, they weren't allowed to go onto the planes, and I was getting really, really upset. So I don't know if Spirit was showing us different scenarios of what's to come. So I woke up and I was like, oh my God, the sweat was running down my face, and I thought, my God, what's going to take place here? So then the following night, I went back into the dream, and this time I was back in Russia, and I was on the outskirts of Moscow. I can describe the house. It was quite nice, actually, and it was one of the new builds that they have built over there, and it was again, it was like going ahead a few months, because it looked snowy. So it's not snowing at the minute over there, but it normally does in the winter. And I was impressed with this new house, and I was a military woman, and I had bought this house, and it was under floor heating, and I didn't know this, and I've checked it out that a lot of the Russian houses have underfloor heating. What do you have? Do you hear that? It's like bloody the Sweeney over here. Anyway, so I was getting ready, and then I was having friends round, and then they were coming round, and Adam was there. It was really weird, and my ex-girlfriend was there with us, which really freaked us out. And I thought, well, you know, what the hell's going on here? Why we're living in Russia? But I wasn't called Louise, I was called something else. like Saskia or something like that, like a Russian name. And I was planning on that when we could have another get together, because there was going to be a thing where I was going to go off to WAR. So I was shown this and I thought, well, again, I haven't eaten cheese. You know how the old fashioned, when my nana used to say, oh, if you've eaten cheese, you have a nightmare and stuff like that. It was so bloody vivid. And it was so detailed, down to the detail. I could see my uniform. I could see the ranks on my uniform. It was just really, really weird, you know. So I just thought I would tell you about that and what you thought about it. And have you ever had dreams like that? Do you know what I mean? But I felt like when I was in this house in Russia, in Moscow, it was on the outskirts of Moscow, I know that, and it was in a gated area. I felt this sense of peace, like I was home. Now, if somebody transported me now and stuck us in Russia, I would not feel like I was at home. That is for sure. I mean, I come from a military background, so why would I feel that? So, but like the person that I was, called Saskia or something like that, I felt like I was home and I was living there. So I just needed to tell you that. And what do you make of that? Am I in a parallel? Or am I tapping into somebody's energies? And spirit's allowing me to see what's actually going on. But I felt like that house is mine. I really felt like that house was mine. So it was just a weird situation. And I just needed to put it out to you. So somebody says here they've got a heated floor in their bathroom. Oh, I think it would be nice to have heated floors with the winter. They get cold winters over there, don't they? So, yeah, I do follow a couple from Russia, and he's really good. I haven't watched any of his videos for a while yet. It was in the lockdowns I found them, because they were on a budget and they were going around the supermarkets because she had intolerances and allergies, and they were on this budget. So I was just being nosy and following them, and they were walking around the supermarket, which looked exactly like our supermarkets, by the way. And they had all the ranges in, like Heinz and all of that, like what we get. It just looked like I was walking around bloody Morrison's or Tesco's. It was really weird. But they claim, you know, that it's not the way the world portrays, you know, that Putin's this and Putin's that. And I know, like, there'll be people in the audience saying, well, he's done this and he's done that and he's bombed Ukraine. But according to the Russian people, he looks after them really well, and there's no nasties in their food. And this is why you see a lot of old, aged Russian women, because they live to a very old age, because the food chain is really good over there compared to over here. So I don't know if you've heard of that. Do you know what I mean? But I just had to tell you that. It's just fascinated us, and I just wanted to tell you about my dream. Past life, I believe you felt home. All right. But if it was a past life, it was all modern day. And what's concerned me in the two dreams, it was shown as going to war, or getting prepared for war, and then, WAR. Got to be careful with the algorithms. And, and then talking about it with these friends in this house. It was just really weird. So maybe there is some truth in it. So shall I pull some cards out, guys, to see if there is some truth that something could come of that? So Russia has got heat in the 1850s. Let's have a look. Does the dream mean that we could be in a situation with Russia? I don't think Putin is what we've let him. Oh yeah, exactly. Let's see. Let's have 7 cards for what's going on with Putin. Tesco has expanded to Russia. Honestly, it looked like I was just walking around one of their supermarkets. It was really funny. It had like, I mean, obviously they had Russian stuff on the, the shelves, but they had a lot of the range of like British stuff, like Heinz soups and some, there was Heinz tomato soups over there and baked beans and everything, man. Penguin biscuits, Kit Kats, the lot. You can tell what I eat. Let's have a look. What's going on with Russia? 6 cards, 7 cards. So according to Ronnie here, Russia has removed the Russian ambassador from the UK apparently. All right. Well, that's interesting, isn't it, Ronnie? Something's about to kick off. I just feel it really, really strong. Let's have a look. Right, so we've got the Star card, which is a good card. It's upside down. We've got the 8 of Swords. So there is some situation coming in. We've got the Tower. So these are really interesting. So let's have a look. So the Star card there. All is going to be fine, right? There is hope for the future. We're just going to go through some difficult times to get there. Okay. And what we've got here is like a tying in of humanity, like restriction. And that's what I was getting in my dream, wasn't I? I was getting like where the woman was trying to get from A to B and was stopped at the airport and there was restrictions. Because of that. So going back to the situation that I talk about all the time where there could be like a drop. Financial stuff could happen. Everything could crash. We could have power cuts. Bear in mind, this is for entertainment purposes only. I just thought I would say that. But to me, that is, I've been talking about it for a while, isn't it? That everything has to crash to change because they're going to bring in the new system. So it's close. Let's see what the timings are on this. Oh yes, so it's definitely to do with the money. It's all to do with the gold. So we have the 8 of Pentacles and we have the 8 of Swords. You can't take it away. If anybody what knows about reading tarot, so you're 8 and away from an 8, you can't take it away. So it's inevitable. It could happen literally at any time. And that's like the new gold back coin coming in, the new financial system. So anybody who's invest, just leave it there. Now it's spoiling. Do you know what I mean? And I don't believe that all the banks are going to go down. I don't believe that. But I just think that it's going to be the fight of the fittest. And I think that some banks are going to join in with other banks. You know what I mean? But it's going very digital. You can feel it. We've always been tracked. But I just feel like it's going to become more... There's something happening with AI. There's definitely something huge happening with the artificial intelligence. But that's humanity. And look there, I always get like with the sunflowers is Ukraine. So there is going to be peace there eventually. But it's as if I see Putin on a horse and I see Kim Jong-un there as well. So I don't know what's going on in Xi Jinping. But it's like they're looking in the opposite direction. They're not looking at Ukraine, they're looking... There is going to be some problems there. Another country's going to come in. There's going to be problems with another country. And I'm getting a Turkish feeling. And then I'm seeing men with red coats on, red capes. I don't know what that means. Some sort of old laws coming back. But I'm also looking into the opposite direction where Putin's going to be looking. Because they're all fighting for what they can have in this new world, this new financial system. That's what's happening. That's what's taking place. So this is us as the warriors. We've got the Queen of Swords here. And I always get like patriots, patriots of wherever you all are around the world. It's about protecting my land and everything, and prepping. I've been seeing this for a while. We must prep. Andy Scott's put here, XRP, do your own research is the best. Yeah, I do agree. I mean, I'm not I'm not an expert, but But I do feel, well, I've pulled cards out on XRP, yes. But I would say that we all need to prep. So it's not about panic buying, because we can't always all do that. Food is very expensive now. But it's about just acting wise, and I mean, everything's so expensive. And, putting things away just in case. And I would say, people say, well, how long for? Just 3 months supply? 6 months if you want to, do you know what I mean? But just back up, of things, and I don't believe for 1 minute that a power cut is going to be full off for like 3 months or 6 months. But a week, if you think about what we're used to, and with the internet, it would be quite devastating if everything just crashed. Even a few days to a week would be a lot. Do you see what I mean? And it's people's mental health, and it's how you cope with it. So it's about making sure you've got your little comfort things and stashed away, and, your chocolate, whatever you need, your peanut butter, your things that you need, yeah? I find what holds a long shelf life is, like the cereal bars, like the protein bars. If you're into stuff like that, just things like that anything individually wrapped, like if you're going to get biscuits, there was once a lovely lady sent us a box of biscuits down. I think she sent them from Scotland. I don't know if she's watching here. Big box of biscuits. And when I opened them, the whole had their own individual wraps, which you would buy like if you got it at the hospital. The reminded is like when I was at the hospital, when I was in the chemo centre, and the woman with the tea trolley would come around and say, would you like a cup of tea or a sandwich? And then she would have like the biscuits, and they'll all be individually wrapped. You know what I mean? So that type of thing's going to last longer than, like if you open one big thing of biscuits, you have to eat them all at once. So rice, pasta, stuff like that, what's going to last, and that's what we need to look at. But the Queen of Swords there she's ready, she's waiting. Look at her, she's like Joan of Arc. And I'm obsessed with nights at the minute, and I don't know why. Again, I don't know. We're all purging, we're all going through healing times, aren't we? I knew I was going to talk to my mother about it, because when she was younger, she had an obsession with a night, an actual night. Not an obsession, but she was looking into him a lot. And I was going to ask her about it today, and I forgot. But I've got this thing about nights at the minute in castles, and I'm feeling like it's all in my veins and it's all coming back. So we're here to protect our families and our land, that type of thing. And what Michelle's put there, stock up on water. It's a must, yeah. Tins of sardines, yeah, if you like them, of course. You know what I mean? Joan of Arc, isn't it? But there was quite a few. Joan of Arc was one of them. There was quite a few, a handful of female knights. Not many people know that. They were quite popular as well. And of course, that's safety. I know it's the lovers, but it's like safety for humanity into the future. So we'll never get completely wiped out. That'll never happen. We've passed the Mayan calendar, but I think now they're planning something. When I say they, I'm talking about the D state. I'm talking about the dark individuals. The ones who are trying to rule with. They're planning a situation, because the ones who are trying to keep the numbers down. You know who I'm going on about. And they're going to be planning something, and it's bigger than COVID. Basically, it's bigger than COVID. But it will backfire on them, all right? And it's as if it's going to be so untimely how it all comes out, where things are going to be leaked, from the Epstein Files to everything, from past events, you name it, it's all going to start flooding out. I'm changing the subject, talking about the Epstein Files. I like tinned mackerel. That's handy for a snack, but like I say, you've got to like these things. Do you know what I mean? It's like what you feel you like. You know what I mean? There's no point stocking up on nuts if you don't like nuts. You know what I mean? Nuts is a good form of protein. Hello there, Christina. The Knights Templars, yes. Let's pull some more cards. I'll just have some more water. My Highland Spring. I do have a water purifier, you know. But this stuff, I'm not like trying to push it for, you know, I'm doing anything for seals or anything. But it's like nectar to me. It's really helped us. Highland Spring. I drink loads of it. Right, let me pull some more cards out. So it's like everything's all going to come out at once. Like, blah. Like, blah. It's all going to come out. It has to. There's been too much held back. There's too many secrets held back. So we've got the Page of Rods. That's like a whistleblower. You notice the sun round his neck? Or is it a she? No, it's a Page of Cups, but I'm getting it as a whistleblower. Don't know why I'm getting Denmark. It's coming through really strong. Really strong. People are going to be worried about their monies in their banks, and I would say just leave in what you can for bills, you know what I mean? And you don't panic, you know what I mean? I think if I get a warning, I'll come on, but I think at the moment, well, monies are safe at the moment. But I do believe if everything goes down, we will be sort of not be able to go to the hole in the wall, that type of thing. So it is important that you try to have some cash, because that's something else they're trying to do. That's what COVID was about. It was like trying to phase out the cash. You know what I mean? So they could pull everybody in and track everybody. That's what it's all about. Look at that. I was getting Denmark, and then I've got that. Six of Swords. It looks like a Viking ship, doesn't it? Coming in. And I mean, these plonkers, you know, these idiots, what's in Parliament, they make me laugh, right? Because it's like it's going to backfire on them, right? We're a force to be reckoned with, us Brits, and we've sat back for too long. And I think that there's this silent sort of stirring going on. And what's running through our veins, I mean, we're multicultural here now. We really, really are. So you've got Africans, you've got all sorts of cultures. But what we've also got is we've got the vast majority of us Brits, especially up the top bit, we've got the Scots, we've got the Welsh, we've got the Irish as well coming in. But we're also mixed Anglo-Saxon, you know, we're from the Knights Templars, we're from, you know, and we're also got the Viking blood in we, because the Vikings invaded. So, you know, we've got a lot that I just think that there's going to be a situation where they're going to try and force her to do something, and I really think that there's going to be a pushback on this. I really do. Let's see what it could be. It's like a mark. It's like a mark. That's their plan. So they can track with. Oh God, here she comes, Minnie Ha Ha. If anybody wonders who Minnie Ha Ha is, it's my little cat Zizi, my little black cat. Now, stop scratching, because you'll make yourself bleed again. Oh, she's caught herself. She's coming for her food at the feeding station. I built a little feeding station for them, and they love it. Okay, so there is going to be a problem with money. We might have to go and get our monies out. I don't know why I'm getting that. It reminds us of a situation what happened in Greece. Remember when people were losing their money in Greece? And I'm talking globally here, so I just think that I'll take you through week by week, whatever I pick up, you know. Like I had said as well, I said that Harry and Meghan would come back to the UK, and obviously that's taking place now. But we've got the Seven of Pentacles here, and I definitely feel that people are, well, that's how people are at the minute. We're like worried about our money, and we're trying to hold on to our money, and there's too much money being paid out in taxes and God knows what, and, you know, bombarded with loads of bills and stuff like that. But we're resilient, you know. It's winter months when everything's going to kick off here massively. So as the fall starts to come in September, it's really interesting. And somebody was saying, was it the next solar eclipse? It's going to be really interesting. I see a big global event around about that time. A big global event. So yeah, I would say that we just need to keep an eye on the banks. But at the minute, depending on what bank you bank with, I think that a lot of the big banks, there may be one of the banks may go down in the UK, but relatively a lot of them are going to be safe. I'm not so sure on, there might be a one that might be in trouble in the US, but if I get more on it, get like a red sign with one of them. If I get more on it, I'll tell you as we're going along week by week. Okay, but I just think we just need to stay vigilant, and if there is any sniffing that we feel that something dodgy could happen, I can see people going and getting the money out. Or it might be that because we're getting a warning, there's going to be talks of a cyber attack, and we're getting a public announcement. I'm seeing something like that. So it might be that they're actually telling me. They might be open and honest with her for once. They might say, look, make sure you got enough cash or whatever, or you're prepped because we're expecting a power cut or something like that. It might be something like that. But if you look there, she's got like a muff hat on, and she's, you know, it's colder. So I think what's happening behind the scenes is I think that you've got the baddies and the goodies still working there. You know, it's like that sort of fighting for what's going on and what's happening. But they're not going to win. They're definitely not going to win. I think the UK is going to take a bit of a battering, I really do, over this winter. And some of it is global warming, I'll not lie. I think there's also weather manipulation also going on as well. I think there's a bit of both going on here. But that to me is like, that reminds me of happy families, happy children, like fates, you know, like old England, that type of thing, in villages and stuff like that. But they're trying to control with the situation. So I think that we're on the edge of something bigger, bigger than what COVID was. That's what I'm feeling. Okay. But through this, there's this spiritual, there's another awakening for we, you know, through whatever hardships that we face. And I'm not just talking about the UK, I'm talking globally, the States, all over the place, yeah? Which I'm going to get to in a minute. But there's this new understanding, and it's happening now. We're figuring it out now, who our soulmates are and our twin souls, and who we're supposed to be with. And for people who have given up on love, I'm going to have a love night one night. A love night? That sounds a bit strange, isn't it? Like, we'll see what's coming in for people, and you can ask us personally if you just want to do that, you know. Maybe that might attract some of the younger audience to come in. But the Two of Cups here is saying that, you know, we're finding out who's part of our soul family. We're kindred spirits, you know. And soulmates, I think soulmates is a different thing to twin flame or twin souls. Twin souls, you know, is somebody who can take you to the heights of passion. And it's all very sexy and telepathic. But as quick as they can take you up there, they can have you up and down like that. Yeah? But the soulmate is like that safe, warm dressing gown, you know, that familiar feeling. Are you with your soulmates, or are you with your twin souls, you know, or twin flames, some people call them. But you don't always have to have sex with your soulmate. It could just be that comfortable silence type of thing, where one of you is sitting in one armchair and the other one's sitting in another armchair, but you're just happy. You know, safe, warm happiness. Maybe that's enough. But everybody deserves to have that mate. Yeah? So we've got Cynical Banana here in the audience on YouTube. Says, I love night. Sounds amazing. Yes, we'll definitely do one of them. So we've got the Two of Cups there. So that's awakening and new friendships as well. And of course, with spiritually ascending as well, I'm getting a lot of the younger generation coming to us now for readings, and they say this as well. They'll say, yeah, I've just had like astral sex with my boyfriend, or I'll say, really? And you've got I've got people who claim they're having things like that happening to them with ETs, you know. I'm not talking about little green men from Mars here. I'm talking about sort of like Pleiadians or lovely humanoids, you know what I mean? And a lot of them have these ET husbands or whatever. So it's going on, you know what I mean? And I think it's because, there's a level where we're sort of hitting a level like the Pleiadians, should I say. We're becoming more telepathic. And I mean, there's a lot of the younger generation now are having telepathic relationships. You know, and there'll be other psychics out there which will agree with us. It's happening. So this is where we're at the minute. So as we start to open to all of this, you've got to understand it's happening in the collective, but it's also happening within politics. It's like everything's coming out. I feel like I'm Diana Ross. I'm coming out. I want the world to know. My cat's looking at us strange. That's what's going to happen. Everything's going to come spewing out. And it's all going to come out what's been hidden. So I'm going to get to that bit now. It's going to be the end of 26 going into 27 is the year of exposure. Because there's been too many people have hidden things. Oh, I wanted to say a prayer as well for Hayden. What was her surname? The young lady what died in Hollywood. That was a very dodgy situation as well. Right, okay. Yeah. So there's a Ukrainian artist, right? She's fantastic. She's called Anuka. I don't know if you've heard of her. One of her songs has been out for a little while, and she actually published the song long before the Ukrainian war. And it's haunting. I'm going to put that in the description as well. And it sort of reminds me of after the event. You'll know what I mean when you watch the video. And it's like she's coming out, and it's like it's a different sort of. A husband's on the hill with the flute, and he's playing the flute, and the little girl's there with her, and it's just different, you know. And then there's like this demonic person comes on a horse, and she's opening the big book, and she's smudging him, and it's just like the power to the people. It's like the new land. It's the only way I can describe it. And we are so unique. And I'm going to tell you this before I get into this. Do you know why we're unique? Right? And it's been mindfucking. I know it has been. And it's been awful, right? A lot of us have really struggled. We've really gone through a lot over the last couple of years. What, from grief to God knows, and losses, and a lot of us have suffered, right? Some of us have suffered in silence, some of us have openly let people know, and there's been a rise of mental health. It's been a dreadful, dreadful time for the human race. But we are so unique because we are the ones, unlike our ancestors, right, who have gone, and you're going to laugh who don't believe this, right? But this is what I believe. We've gone from, if you look back at like the 90s, the 80s and 90s, it was a different year. It was a different world, wasn't it? That was old Earth. And now we are into the great crossover. When I first came out onto YouTube, I was talking about this, the great crossover. Yeah? And nobody else was talking about it. And this is where we're at now, and we're going into New Earth. All right? So we've actually experienced old Earth, which is sad, because now we're in a new Earth, which is very sort of, I don't know, it's sort of, they're ruling with an iron rod, and we feel like we're being tracked. So we're going to get it a little bit worse before things become better. But we are all going through this for a reason, so we are the voice of the people, can speak up, and we can be the ones which will be talked about way, way, way on into the future, because mankind will live on. They definitely will. And I can see children in a floating city. This is what I see, okay? And they're in looks like a space city, and they're being taught by robots, and the robot was like a synth, and she's telling the children of New Earth, these little kiddies, what I sat there, about the great volunteers what came to Earth. I feel really upset. I feel really emotional saying this. Who, some of us risked our lives. We were taken. We fought for human rights and free speech, and they were the ones who changed Earth. They were the ones who saved humanity for the future. And we don't see it at the minute because we're in the thick of it. But once we come through it, we're going to think, thank God for that. And it's going to be, but a lot of yous, right, in your past lives would have been soldiers or warriors or whatever yous have been. So you've done this before, but you have your memory wiped, and you've got to wake yourself up again. Yeah, I do Akashic records, by the way, where I can find out who you've been before in a past life, that type of thing. So there's a lot of yous out there in the audience tonight who will understand this. Yous are warriors and you've just come back, but it can be so frustrating. It might not be this time where you're a Knights Templar or you're the king of the castle. You may just be somebody who's in a house, you know what I mean, just going to work in an office or whatever. But you're feeling it because it's in your soul memory. It's not just in your veins and in your blood from your ancestors, it's also in your soul memory. That's a completely different thing. So old Earth was better. So we're really struggling at the minute because if I think back about the 90s, I start to cry. I don't know what yous are like, and I think, oh my God, how free we were then. Skipping along, you know what I mean? And not worrying about this and worrying about that. And how heavy it is now. It's just on another level, isn't it? But I'm telling you now, it's a phase and it will pass. This is a phase. So we've done this before. I don't know if it's been me talking or somebody else out there in the audience. Maybe it's on Mars. We could have been in the past. And we have done this before where we have helped everybody to get through the heavy times. And we're back again and we're doing it again. It's huge what's coming. We're buckle up for this one. Let's have a look. The music wasn't so tainted back then either, was it? I always see, right, I always have a little music night to myself on a Saturday if I'm in the house, you know, and I'll listen to the music, you know, and when everyone's in bed and that, and I'll just listen. And it's always 80s or 90s I'm playing. Okay. So there's like a pause, there's a loss, but then it's bringing out the goodness in people and everybody's coming together. And it is its history repeating itself. But then there's balance coming in. So this is really interesting. It's definitely, according to these cards, it's going to happen within the year. So we've got the Eight of Rods. Okay. And we've got the Six of Pentacles. The rods came out last, which is that one there. 2 weeks, there's something big coming. Let's see what that could be. 2 weeks. 2 weeks to a month, there's some big changes coming in. When my boys were little, right, I literally had, I think it was about £57 or something, what I got, because I wasn't working. Income support, whatever it would have been at the time. And I ran a house with that, with the boys when they were little, and I with the, you know, with the bills. And that would also, I could also get my groceries on a Saturday. And that £57, I could support my own little family with £57. You couldn't do that now. Do you know what I mean? So it just goes to show food was obviously a lot cheaper then. Okay, so we've got to imagine that our cups are half full, not half empty. There's not everybody's going to fall, you know. There's going to be some people are going to be able to help other people. When I say that, there's going to be a shortage of food. I feel there's going to be a block with trade coming in over borders. Okay. So September's really interesting and it's going to bring in big news. I would say that's Trump. It looks like he's got a peacock feather there, doesn't he? Can you see it? We've got the Ten of Cups here. Okay, so I know there's a lot of things going on with courts and stuff like that around him. I don't tend to watch a lot of the videos now. I just go on what my feelings are. But I know there were with a subpoenaing Ivanka or something, or they wanted her to testify to something. I don't know what's going on there, but there's big stuff to come out there. But then you've got Mark Zuckerberg, and he's been having to go to court. I wanted to pull 3 cards out on him because they're trying to sue him, aren't they? For there's big things to come out with Trump, and there's big things to come out with Mark Zuckerberg. Yeah, they're trying to sue Zuckerberg, Metaverse or whatever it is. There's some big names to go down. Some big names. I think that he's going to get partly sued, I think, but he's still going to be going. But there's going to be, yeah, he's going to lose on some things. So that's coming through really strong. Does anybody know what I'm going on about? So there's been a situation where they've been caught out deliberately trying to brainwash people or kids online or something, and there's different states taking Zuckerberg to court or something. So expect some big names to go down. I think I said that a few weeks ago as well, didn't I? I've got the devil card there. And can you remember? I think it may have been about a month ago or a few weeks ago. I was talking about that there was going to be a blonde-haired actress who was going to suddenly leave the planet, like pass away. And now I'm thinking, I wonder if it's been that young lady what has just recently passed, you know? I'm wondering if it's that. Because I'm sure I said it, and I said it more than once. Can you remember that? Can you remember that, Daisy Jane? Yeah? So there's definitely stuff, but where it's going on with Facebook, it's also Instagram, and I think also YouTube may come in on this at some point as well. But yeah, I think that there's a lot of stuff to be leaked there. So there's a godly presence above whoever is trying to run this world and who's trying to save their arses or hide the truth. There's a bigger presence here, what's going to come above it all. I'm telling you. Okay. Okay, what's that? Elon lets kids what? My God. There's just all sorts of strange stuff happening, isn't there? Actually, talking about Elon, that's Elon. Looks a little bit like him, actually. I see some big things coming on down with him as well. Round about the time there's going to be some big news with Africa. I'm going to get the scrying ball out in a minute. She's here, by the way. She's there. And by the way, he's definitely on the list as well. There's been a lot of cover-ups here. A lot of cover-ups. And he's definitely on the list. Secret parties, whatever. There's somewhere else, but not just that island. There was somewhere else where they were going. And I've talked about this before. Like a secret club. I've talked about this before, haven't I? And it looks like a strip club from the outside, but it's like a secret place where they were going to. There's something else coming out with a secret bar or a place, something like that. Okay. There's something big coming off between Ukraine and Russia. Something big is happening there. And peace will eventually come. But before then, there's going to be a big explosion near sea. And I'm getting that song by, do you remember Frankie Goes to Hollywood? When two tribes go to war, I'm getting that. So there's something, again, it's all a distraction. But a lot of these leaders are also getting triggered as well. Nobody's immune to what's coming. Because we're all purging and healing and letting go of old wounds. So when the death card comes out there, look. I would say that it's just, again, it's like a birth of new beginnings. It's like big things to be awakened, to be uncovered. But look at that, right? We'll turn that to the side. So we've got, I've talked about this before, ancient king and queens. Wait a minute. Ancient kings, ancient queens, rising from the ashes. Awakening within your soul memory. So I'm not saying you're going to suddenly wake up one morning thinking, I was Henry VIII, or it's not going to be like that. It's going to be like a feeling within you to feel like you need to protect, just a knowing. So it's going to be absolutely fine. When two tribes go to war, and when it's taken place, Putin's definitely involved with this, by the way, whatever's coming from this. I want to say it's going to be like, there's going to be big changes coming in for Trump, or around about that time things are going to change for him as well. It's really weird, but it's like they're all fighting for power on their borders, or what they need to have, because there's been so much badness going on borders to do with the black market, that type of thing, and it's all been allowed to happen. And with this new financial system and this new AI world, what's coming in, they're not going to be allowed to do this. Putin is a very, very rich man. He's one of the richest mans on earth. And I would say that there's a lot of gold hidden there. And I know they say Elon's one of the richest men on earth, but I beg to differ. I bet you Putin is more richer. But it's just not talked about. There's the world, new world coming in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these cards back together again, and I'm going to ask what the new world's going to be like, because they're going to try and force it into something, and this is going to be where it's all going to kick off. Like the song, When Two Tribes Go to War. Somebody had said that they're going to try and the ones who don't have the mark won't be able to buy the food. Have you heard anything so ridiculous? I don't know if it's going to be like that, but there's something coming. I think what they're doing now is they're credit scoring one now, and it's a little bit like communist China now, isn't it? Putin definitely hides his wealth, yes, and there's a reason he is. Right, okay, let me get a drink of water. What's going to happen? Putin. 3 of Pentacles. So they're definitely planning this for the new financial system. It's definitely going to happen. So to bring the new financial system in, the old system has to fall. And I think for a short time then we will have a power cut. There's the Hermit card. But if you look, it's the old man and he's got his lantern. Get what lanterns in, get what torches in. And that also reminds us a bit like the saying that I've always had, the prophecy, when the man stands in snow, we will know the truth. If you look there, there's the snow in the background. It's funny there, because is that the Jewish star or not? I always get mixed up, or is that a witchy star? What's the difference? I think that's the Jewish star, isn't it? There's going to be some big news to do with around Israel. So we're going to be restricted is the word that I'm getting. Restricted. There's that card again. Look, she can't see. She's trapped. Blindfolded. Trapped. Right, okay. But there's going to be a pushback because it's far worse than, again, what we put up with the last time. But there's a pushback. There's the Patriot card again there. Everyone's sort of getting awakened to what they need to do. And there's men standing there protecting their land. There's the Justice card. It's a new technology, and the mark is not a literal mark. You know how they talk in the Bible about the mark of the beast? It's not like a literal mark. It's a technology, and it's on people, or it's connecting us. It's connecting us to a technology. That's more like it. And we're sort of halfway there now, you know, like where you've got face recognition, all that type of thing. But hiya, Debbie. We've got Debbie in the audience. But it's a new technology, and it's very cleverly done. So it's a bit like when we had our other Prime Minister in, and he was talking about digital ID and all of that. It's a bit like that, but it's an alien technology. Let's see more about this. It's quite creepy, really. But all this technology is there, and it's already, they're using it already. But they're just using a situation that they have to create a situation to bring it all in. Remember that. Like surveillance, yes. And they're being open about it. And it's an event, and I'm not saying it's not happening, it is happening. But it's people who are switched on are going to know straight away. Okay. Stormy times to come. We are protected when the full card comes out. It normally means that in the story of the tarot, the man gets to the end of his life. He feels like he's lost everything. Then after the Fool becomes the Star, which is the best card in the pack. So we are going into like new times there. Stormy times to come. The new technology. And that's so strange. Can you remember when I was telling you about that Earth? I know it's one of me woo-woo moments when I was saying that Earth is Mars and Mars is Earth. And what they've done every 1,000 years, they've moved away from one to another of different planets. But there's always been like a figure 8 on its side. There's always been this sort of energy field what's been around Mars and Earth. Like literally like this energy it's the matrix, what's controlling we. And because of the ascension, we've broken that matrix. We've broken it. And we're past the Mayan calendar. So they can't now sort of, I mean, they could try and kill it off, but I think that what we're looking at now is, I think weather's going to get very extreme and stuff like that, but they're going to use a situation, they're going to use an event like a black swan event. They're going to create something to then bring what all in and say, look, this is for your own good, this is what's going to happen. And it's definitely going to be something to connect with, to something. And that's the man there, and he's playing with that situation because we've come out of it and we've broken away from it. And the vaccine situation didn't work. So now what they're going to do is they're going to try and pull it into something else. So yeah, we've got stormy seas ahead of us. Can you see that? Like what the Vikings had to put up with. So we're being very heavily, majorly, every left, right and centre. And for people who aren't working as well in the audience or who are watching this, you know, who relying on benefits or whatever, you worry about if, will you still receive your benefits? I do feel yes, I think, but what they're going to try and do is they're going to try and tempt people with more money for this situation. Does that make sense? Or more perks for this situation. Does that make sense? Let's have a look. A little while ago as well, I had said this, and I see it again, and I see the wall between Scotland and England up again. So to me, that will become independent. I was just thinking about you, Debbie. Definitely. Are you too hot over there? But it's hot over there at the minute. Maybe through all this hoo-ha and carry on, maybe the Scots might get their independence back. You never know. But I don't know if that's going to go down well or not. I don't want no angry Scots mind ringing us up and saying, giving us whatnot. Yeah, because they're going to have their own army and everything if they go independent. But there's independence there. It's coming in really strong. It's definitely coming in. So it's like a technology, what I'm saying. It's some sort of... It looks rather like a fluid. It's like a fluid technology, what I'm saying. You're too busy to sweat. And it's a highly advanced artificial intelligence. And it's already operating now. And the AI is grown at a remarkable speed every second on this planet, right? And they're taking on our information when we're using the artificial intelligence. That they're taking it on board. And it's pretty scary, really, what I can see. So you've got it in a good way, but you've also got it in a bad way. It can be used for good, but it can also be used for bad. And I actually feel it's AI that we have to watch for, the robots, more than... If we don't get restriction on it, that could be a problem. Excuse me. It definitely could be a problem. But as I've seen, and I still say it, that I've seen into the future that we're living on. So we're coming through it. There's different timelines where AI could take over and it could cause loads of problems. But I'd also feel AI will be our friend into the future and there'll be a restriction on it. But Musk's not part of that. I don't know why. There's another couple of people coming into play. And there's a Russian man. And there's a new Russia. And there's a new empress to rise again for Russia for the future as well. So I don't know who that is. And a new Chinese empress as well. There's a lot of change to take place around these different parts of the world. At the moment, we just need to watch for restrictions, power cuts, and crazy, crazy weather. Crazy weather to take place. Stormy skies ahead. And of course, as the US is coming into the storm season, that's going to be a little bit of a one to worry about, because it's going to be unpredictable weather warnings just coming in out of the blue. Ace of Rods, New Earth, after the storm, like the song from Anuka, Time. And I'm going to link it. So what have I got a link tonight after this show? I'm going to write this down because I'll bloody forget. Let me get me pen. Yeah, we're sort of in different timelines at the minute. There's a fight going on to do with AI. Right, so what I need to do is I need to link Right, so it's Time and Nuka. What was the other thing I needed to link? Oh yes, I needed to link that funny woman what Leslie sent us. That Anne video. What else did I need to link, guys? Can you remember? There was something else I needed to link as well. All rods like swords. Rods are weeks, swords are months, Sarah. I can see your comments, Sarah. Sorry, it's just sometimes I don't always, when I'm talking and that. So the AI is definitely going to take over. Definitely. 2 Tribes, which I've done before. 2 Tribes by Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Yeah, got it. Time Inuka. I'm going to... I think a lot of you will get the feeling what I'm going on about. We're going to face something big, right? And it's going to be short. It's going to be powerful. And it's awakening. Get this one, right? I've got to say this before I pick my crystal ball up. It's going to awaken all the nights within us. Look at that. They're all like lying dormant. A bit like the film, you know, when you're at the night of the museum where they all come alive, you know what I mean? It's like everything's going to start to awaken within we. That's interesting. And also, I've got to say this, okay? My daughter-in-law and son have ended up getting a new puppy, and she's called Missy. And she's, I don't think she'll mind if I show you. She's the most adorable little baby ever. She's a Cocker Spaniel. And let me get this up. I bought it for them to, the little one rang us up and she said, Grandma, I've got such this connection with this puppy. I says, have you, darling? So I had to get the puppy. And it's made them so happy. Right, so I'm going to show you the puppy. And she knocked at the door with the puppy. And the puppy was in my granddaughter's arms. And my granddaughter handed the puppy to us. And I was holding the puppy and she was looking at us. She's got blue eyes, the puppy. And I just goes, oh God, hello there, Missy, I'm your grandma. And she was, the love in this dog's face, it was as if she understood. She really, truly understood. So I do believe animals are ascending as well. Why can't I find it? So we've got a new addition to the family. There she is, little Missy. That's Missy. I think she's going to be a big girl because her paws are quite big. Isn't she lovely? So there you go. That's something happy there. I just thought I would share that with you. I know. So cute. Hello there, John. So I want you to stay tuned with us and bear with us because I know I've been really busy and I've, like I say, for new people who know us, I've just overcome breast cancer. And my friend John, who's just in the audience there, he was my angel, what took me to my treatments every day, weren't you, John? And I couldn't have got through it without him. And I just think that this is like, you find things out when you hit rock bottom, don't you? But before the situation, I was doing 3 shows a week. And I'm getting back. I'm going to get back and do all of that for you. That's my plan, okay? So just bear with us, okay? But yeah, I just think we're all here to help each other. And Donna here grew up with Cocker Spaniels. They're lovely dogs. But once I get up and going, you're going to get medium shows. You're going to get all sorts of things. It's not just going to be will predictions, you know, because I think that we need to help each other as well. That's what it's all about. So, without further ado, what I'm getting is the vast majority of people will not take this, whatever it is, what's coming in. Okay, so don't worry, Sue. I won't be taking it, you know what I mean? But there will be a lot of people who will take this. But AI is definitely the future. So I think what it is that it's going to come down on me really heavy. And I think we've always suspected that it's been tracking way, but we're going to, especially in the UK, something's going to happen. And then we're going to realise it's going to happen to one country, remember this, and then maybe it's in France and other places, Europe, and then it's going to hit the States, but it's going to be like boom, overnight, and it's like, you can't do this because we've got this on you. It's going to be something like that. It's going to be really like terrifying, really, but it's going to be short-lived and it won't take effect. Remember that. So remember, when you'll remember my words. Do not panic. Just go inside, shut the door, and just keep your faith, okay? And everything will be fine. Don't feed into the negative. There's something coming to try to restrict you, but it will not work. Remember that. And it may be what they talk about in the Bible about the mark of the beast. You know, it's like a temptation thing. It's something to tempt with. Oh, thank you there, Fallion Water. I love the toy poodles. I just love all dogs. I love dogs. I love cats. I just like animals, basically. But we can't get away from this AI. It's here. And like I say, they've been holding it back from where, and they've been using it to control where. So now there's going to be a situation it's going to bring it all out in the open, all right? But then from there, there's going to be, remember this, there'll be new laws, new restrictions set into place, so then we can decide what we want. And that's going to be the big shift into the new earth. In the midst of all of this, we could have a crash, we could have power, there's going to be all sorts of things. So let's see what's coming through. Okay. So they're giving us rations here. So again, we need to prep. It's coming through really strong. But it'll be certain foods in particular, not all foods, certain foods. There's going to be a hell of a lot of snow coming in here for this winter. We need to prep for that too. Okay. So I've always been under the understanding that Trump's been quite pally-pally with Putin, but I actually don't feel so at the moment. There's something there going on. What's not good? And I'll be honest with you, I don't feel Trump's going to be in office much longer. Right, the midterms. Fuck, sorry for swearing here, like, what the hell? Right, so Democrats, I want to say Democrats could take back the House. I don't know what this means. There's a House and the Senate, isn't there? So I don't know how. But I think that I'd be very surprised if the Republicans... The midterms is going to be a worry for the Republicans. That's what I'm saying. Okay. Then there's going to be the rise of this man again. I keep seeing this man. He looks very sort of Spanish looking or Latin looking. I don't know who he is. I don't know if he's on the right or he's on the left. But this, I've always felt there was somebody on the left coming in here who looked quite like that. So you've got the Rubio guy. He looks very much like that, doesn't he? And I think there's more to him than meets the eye. There's big things coming out with him. But I'm also getting, there's a Latin American looking guy, and he's coming in possibly from the left as well, a young and upcoming Democrat, so watch for him. There's a lot of change to take place, but that's what it needs. It needs the younger people coming in. Marco Rubio could be the one who's on the right, yeah. Don't forget as well, I've got to get back to this. This is very important, this spiritual thing I'm getting. So when everything starts to kick off and we're starting to realise and things are getting enlightened, we're codings and of who we are and within my past life memories and all of that type of thing, in my soul memories, it's also going to kick off in areas which are unhealed, and I'm getting Ireland. There's going to be more kick-offs to come in Ireland there. I see a lot of riots ahead there. I don't know what this restriction is. It's like I'm getting it and then I'm not getting it. But it's definitely something to do with artificial intelligence is involved. But they're using something physical to say, well, you can have this pass if you do this. This is what it is. And I tell you what, the Irish are bloody well kicking right off. You don't piss an Irishman off, I'm telling you. Oh my God, it's going to be like, yeah, so, because it's triggering people from what their ancestors went through with the potato famine and everything, there's things, what's there, what's unhealed, because we're healing our ancestral roots. That's what we're doing. So the more I'm looking into this tonight, the two dreams I've had, I think it's been my guide showing me that there is something coming, but it's going to be short-lived. Okay, so I've just seen Benjamin Netanyahu. I can never know if I'm saying his name right. I'm seeing him. Bibi, I'm seeing his face coming through very strong. So he's involved with something there as well. It makes you think, is it something to do with Iran? Maybe he's Putin up against Benjamin Netanyahu. When two tribes go to war, it's going to get nasty, like. It's going to get very nasty. Right, okay. So you remember, I've got friends in Florida and that, client friends, and was it Tampa Bay where there was some crazy storms. There's something else coming again. So for Floridians, I just want to send peace out there as you're coming into the storm season. That could be October time. I've always felt that the vice president, what's he called again? I've always felt like somebody who looked like that was going to be the president. But what I'm picking up tonight is, does he really want to be the president? It's coming through, because timelines do change as well, do you know what I mean? But obviously if something did happen to Trump, that by law he could step in and then be the covering president, couldn't he? But there's a lot of changes. There's all sorts of fighting going on, and impeachments being mentioned and all sorts of things. But I've always said this, when Trump goes, he's going to go in such a flash, like Flash Harry, poof, like that. And it's going to be like, people are going to be like so gobsmacked, they're not going to know what to do or where to throw their anger to, because it's like he's literally gone. And it's just poof, like that. It's really quick when it happens. Very strange. But Rubio's coming through very strong in this crystal ball tonight. But he's not vice president, is he? So I don't know why I'm getting him. Unless there's going to be some big news to come in around him. But now, I'm not saying they're going to completely lose the House and the Senate, but they might lose one of them. But it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. Okay. Right. It's going to be problems with the dollar. Something I can't put my finger on about Jared Kushner as well. And I said this a little while ago, you know. The people who were around Trump, and he had some bad, like, advisors and people around him. But I had this feeling, and I'm sure I said it might have been a few years back, and I always say things at the wrong timing, because I remember pissing off a lot of Republicans by saying it. But I said something like, yeah, he's selling out the American people. Now I'm thinking, maybe it's been Jared Kushner is behind it with something. Selling out the American people, and it's got something to do with Saudi. Watch for something like that coming out. Okay. So America's going to face some huge change there. So I see new laws being passed into the new earth, and I feel the artificial intelligence is showing me I'm communicating with some high, oh my God, I feel like I'm communicating with some being what's artificial intelligence. Does that make sense? And there's crazy weather to come. There is crazy weather to come. So it's going to be a law to be passed. That's it. Not just new houses, but a lot of houses in Europe and France and the UK, everywhere, are going to have AC put in, and it's going to be at a cheaper rate. It's going to be low. I'm connecting with a being, and it looks like a very highly intelligent being, but it's not in physical form. And this being is telling me that this quantum energy, this artificial intelligence is actually fully flourishing now and ruling the human civilization, and that's coming through really strong. God. Tracking where? Then I'm getting a scene which is coming out, you know, like the situation. Has anybody ever seen the film The Fifth Wave? Has anybody ever seen that? I'm seeing a situation. I'm not saying it's a definite, but there is a timeline of a situation. It's not nuclear you have to worry about, even though I feel certain parts of the world may worry about that. I've always worried about the Middle East somewhere where something like that could happen. Let's hope not. But I've always felt it was a different type of weaponry, what was being used into the future. And within the film The Fifth Wave, it was to do with frequency weaponry and stuff like that. But it's also going to expose free energy back, like what Daisy's put there. So, God's got a hold of this one. I'm telling you, this is huge. Why am I getting that strange saying, when in Rome? When would you normally say that? When in Rome? I think there's something like not sordid or sleazy to come out, but there's something to be leaked. Well, it's quite shocking, and it's to do with like a scandal, to do with around politicians. Could be in America as well. When in Rome. So I think there's this swinging things to come out here. There's a lot of shocking stuff to come out with the files as well. Big names there. It's funny, I've just seen Hayden there, a face there visualised, like coming through like an apparition there of Hayden, and she's in spirit and she's smiling. Oh my God, God bless her. Because I mean, she's cruelly taken away, and like now she's away from her little girl. And I was under the impression that she was still friendly with her ex-partner, who she'd had a little girl to. But I definitely feel there's something not quite right with that situation there. I'm getting targeting. It's coming through here. She was targeted because she knew stuff. Okay. Right, so the files, the true files are going to get leaked by someone. And I also feel there's extraterrestrial stuff to come out as well. Right, nuclear warships, why am I saying them? China seas. Okay. Some threats towards Israel, and I don't know why I'm saying this, and I'm seeing Putin really, really looking angry. Okay. Yellow submarines are coming in. And that's sung by the Beatles. We all live in a yellow submarine. It's coming through really, really strong. There's 2 or 3 countries which are going to come together to support Putin in another country. Could be Iran on something. So it's going to look at some point that it's going to look like a world war situation. It's going to look quite worrying. But it will come, it will be okay. It will be okay. Remember my words. And I've always said this, and I'm going to say it again, that what it's going to have, what on the edge of our seats, it's going to be like a bear the pig situation, but there's going to be a clever politician who's going to, a bit like Kennedy, what Kennedy did was something, but it's going to turn, a clever politician's going to stop something and turn it around. There's actually not just one WAR, there's 2. It's like they're all scrambling to get what they can. It's really weird. Never mind the people, what we've got to go through. I'm getting Italy here, and it's coming through really strong. And I feel like I need to send love out there and protection. So it makes me think there's more earthquakes there to come. Rumblings, earthquakes, and there's some big volcano to erupt. I'm very drawn to Hawaii, and I feel like I need to send the Hawaiian Islands, and I need to send healing blessings out there. So Japan's going to face another earthquake, but yous will be all right, which I did predict the last earthquake, but there's another one to come. I also predicted about towering infernos, and I think there was something. What happened? Was it in London? Something kicked off. Somebody sent us something on it. Okay. So yeah, William and Harry are definitely coming back to the UK. I definitely see that. I did see that there was a timeline of that. And I can see him making up there with William. We'll put it this way, Harry's at William's coronation. I think he is anyway. Okay. So people are getting tickets, or people are receiving, when there's going to be a shortage, we're going to be given something. Maybe it's each household, like rations, or is allowed to have so much. Because some people overbuy, don't they? Remember the last time with the last carry-on, and people were going out and they were buying loads of toilet roll in, and then there was not enough toilet roll for other people who needed it. Do you know what I mean? Okay. There's more shocks to come with more celebrities. And I'll say this, not all celebrities are bad. Some people have just got pulled into stuff. Do you know what I mean? Subliminal messages are some of them are trying to give you within music. Definitely that little Ariana Grande, whatever she's called, Ariana Grande. She's been doing subliminal messages within her music. But I don't feel she's well. I feel like I need to put healing and protection around her. Maybe she's got problems with diet. But I also get some big news coming out with Ellen DeGeneres as well. There's big news coming out with her. And King Charles. More scandals to come out with Prince Andrew. Well, he's not Prince Andrew now, is he? You know what I mean? As we used to call him in the 80s, Randy Andy. That was his nickname. Okay, there's the Epstein Files. Right, okay. Right, something what's going to happen around Bill is going to expose something bigger to come. And I'm also seeing Anthony Fauci as well. There's just so much to be leaked. I've never seen it before. And I even see the Pope making big announcements. Something big to happen around Bill, which is going to expose something. Now, I don't know if that's Bill the person or a Bill. A Bill. I really don't know, but remember that. But I hope that's helped, guys. I'm going to love you and leave you. It's 2 hours I've been on. And, yeah. Anything else there? The 17th's coming out really big. A man who is well informed and well known in the Republican Party, something big's happening around this man. And it's big. Not just one, two. So remember that. But I'll leave that one with you. And I know this sounds really crazy, but I also want to send healing and protection around Candice Owens. And I know she uncovers a lot and she does a lot. But I don't know, I just feel like I need to send healing and blessings out there around her. But yeah, it's phasing out now. When two tribes go to war. It's all about to kick off. Watch this space with Putin. Watch, and then everything will just go do, and all fall into place there. It'll all fall into place. So, until the next time, I'm going to love you and leave you. But I'll see you again soon. And keep positive. Keep upbeat. It's very important that you keep upbeat. And remember that tomorrow's also another day. Negative energy doesn't stick. It moves. So where you could be having a shitty day, you could also win the lottery the next day. Yeah? So energy moves all the time. So try to keep upbeat. Try to look after yourself. Try to live in the here and the now. All right? Live each day as it comes. And just don't worry. Yeah? And I'm sending love and healing and blessings out to you all. And keep positive. Don't worry about nothing. Don't worry about money. Don't worry about health. Just keep upbeat, all right? And watch for miracles to take place. And I'll see you all again soon. Take care. God bless wherever you all are around the world. May the force be with you all. I'm off to make a cup of hot chocolate. And I'll see you all again soon. Goodbye. And I'll see you soon. Bye. Now, how do I get out of here? Oh, yes. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you still subscribed. All right? I'll see you